You can't train to it. You can't stretch to it. Muscles only pull. I mean, muscles pull us out of our neutral positions on one side, or muscles pull us out of our neutral positions on the other side. But this opposing pole rests us in the center. There's no opinion to it. It's mathematics. You got people that have been trying to do stuff to people's bodies forever. You got people that have gone to school and been taught false information for as long as that's been happening. Chiropractors, physical therapists, personal trainers, sports coaches, orthopedic people, massage therapists, yoga coaches, and anything in between. I'm not like yelling at these people, but any false information is false information. The truth is gravity. Oh, and what does it do? Pull your arm into a neutral position. Yeah, wow. If your feet are flat on the ground. If the waistband of your pants is even with the horizontal surface of the earth, you know. If your shoulder seams at your top, just allow your shoulders to rest in their neutral position because there is one. But it's clothing. It's gravity having the same effect on our clothing that it has on our bodies. It's clothing always physically placed on our bodies. That's what the literal word means. I couldn't make it up. Every human being on any end of time ever, their body only works one way. One. There's one position between two sides of any function in the body. It's impossible to get it to do anything else. But you have to know how your clothing has to sit on your body. It's not a joke. I don't have a sales pitch. As I say, we could be just as much in the Image Clothing Company for the rest of eternity and never sell an item of clothing. It's just about how does something you ever place on your being have to sit on it. Like, with gravity resting it, sitting on it. I mean, it's not a joke. The tops of our top items of clothing, they sit on top of our shoulders. Our pants, they sit on top of our hip bones. No matter how you carry fat content, you have bone that determines how your body works. The fat comes secondary, just like the muscles come secondary. They connect two bones that already have to be there. The body only has one way it could ever possibly work. I could not have an opinion on this. And I will hit it as bold as I possibly hit it because you got all sorts of approaches. And none of them will ever work. It will be impossible, mathematically, to work your body out, exercise your body, to get it to function if it's not just functioning. First, all you can do is gain muscle. It'll go away once you stop trying to gain it. It's not a joke. It's not an opinion. It's not anything besides what it is. And I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of documented footage, me verbally speaking and discussing as I visually show my own body with the anatomy of the human being, how it works, and the only way it possibly could. Measure it. Any part of the earth, any time period to ever be, no matter who you are. Don't believe me. Find the truth. It's not my choice, because exercise is not what you need. Your body just always works or it just doesn't. If your body's not working, you might think you need to exercise it. But you had to always exercise, if you're going to call it that. You had to walk to get your water, walk to get your food. You know, before we had all these man-made things. That's what I'm saying. It's the world that's changed. I couldn't have a claim. I couldn't possibly. You can measure it yourself. I'm going to finger point, and I'm going to yell about it, and scream about it, and pout like a little child every time I do, whenever I do, for the rest of my entire life. As the founder of In The Image Clothing Company, me, Evan Strong. Because it's just that real. It's no matter who has any kind of opinion on it, there's no opinion to it. It's like trying to do a math equation to figure out how to solve a problem. There's only how the problem's going to be solved. There's no opinion on it that could matter. It's just how will it work? You know? It's physics. It's like trying to get something to balance. You're stacking things up. There's no opinion on it. It's how is it going to balance? It's Earth's vertical gravity pull that never changes. And there's a neutral position to the entire body that meshes with Earth's vertical gravity pull. I mean, it's just what it is, man. Okay. I'll be as bold as I'm going to be about it. I don't care who it offends or who thinks whatever. just have to be bold about truth, man, because people are blinded by all the sales. Anyway, and what else can I show visually? Like I'm saying, don't even look at the visuals of my body functioning. I could build a little robot human being and show it functioning. You don't have to look at Evan Strong's body, but my body works proper. But do it by yourself. Do it with your own body. I mean, you know, if you're not allowing your feet to rise properly though in your shoes, because the top of the shoelaces just doesn't allow your feet to fully work and lift, but it collapses them, the rest of your entire body traveling up will be dropped from its neutral. Because the feet have to rise for the rest of the body to rise, the whole thing's a chain of bones connected. It's all connected. It's all a chain. Okay. We've got the high ends of the neutral. The wrist has to be able to come up. The shoulders have to be able to come up. The eyebrows have to be able to come up. The jaw has to be able to come up. The jaw is the shoulder. It goes through the collars at the top, you know? Clothing company. In the Image Clothing Company. Free modifications, but just in the Image Clothing Company's dreaded collar seam modification. That's one of the things. Tags in clothing, stretch in clothing, rotated seams in clothing, oversized clothing, imbalances in clothing left to right. It's just the center. You know, the pelvis coming up, if you will, from the high end of its neutral is posteriorly tucking because it straightens the spine. As the pelvis tucks underneath us, well, the spine's connecting down into it, and the low back, the lower third of the spine, it'll just straighten more as we posteriorly tuck the pelvis, like tucking the pelvis underneath us, higher in the front and lower in the rear. That's essentially the high end of the pelvis's neutral, okay? Because it straightens the lower back, but it also brings the feet up onto the outside of them, supination, which is as high or as tall as you could get your feet on the outside of the feet because of the shape and length of the leg bones. The femurs, the upper leg bones, will roll out when we posteriorly tuck the pelvis. It'll lift our feet onto the outsides of them, straighten the low back. So yeah, I mean, there's a high end and a low end of all the neutrals, but things that we wouldn't really think are a high end of a position in the body are things like that, the posterior rotation of the pelvis. It'll never happen if your pant waistline's lower in the front. If you're trying to get your hips higher in the front, and you've got things hanging on them, the waistband of your pants, with Earth's vertical gravity pull, and the pant waistline is lower in the front, you'll never get your pelvis higher in the front unless your pants are neutral, at least. You know, your pants have to be neutral. It's the horizontal surface of the earth. It's the same as the bottom of the feet. The entire body is a neutral position. There's no claim, no opinion. I'm not naive about it. Just meaning, you know, someone could tell me all their tens of years they've been training bodies. I don't give a blanket blank 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 and all the worst words you could imagine. I don't care. just to show how real it is. I don't care at all. It doesn't matter. It's impossible. It's mathematics. There's only one way you can possibly have a neutral position to lifting the pelvis higher in the front and lower in the rear, or having it go lower in the front and higher in the rear. It would have to be horizontal, like the neutral horizontal surface of the earth and like the bottom of the feet. I don't care what you think you're doing if you're just doing it all with your pelvis lower in the front. Your whole body's out of its neutral position. It's gravity. And I'm not making fun of people if you don't know, but I'm going to speak it as bold as I speak it whenever I do for the rest of my entire life. Again, Evan Strong, as the founder of In the Image Clothing Company, here is the point of me saying it like this for this, you know, yeah. You don't gotta care what I think. I don't care what I think. What's the truth? It's mathematics. Gravity, man. It's gravity. I mean, it's gravity. And then it's the shape and length of bones that never change once you're full grown. You're just a being of flesh. Is just what it is, dude. But again, that's why I discussed earlier the feet lifting up, and you don't have to move anything in your entire body. I'm kind of like rocking back a little bit, like I was saying, just because I'm on only the heels of my feet. But dorsiflexion or lifting the whole feet up, it's just a lever off the hinge of the ankle, and the foot's a whole different thing than the rest of the entire leg. I mean, the feet are huge because the hands, they're a pendulum straight down from the shoulder. And the whole arm is just one neutral stick. But straight down, like if we straighten the knees, the whole leg's neutral until we have this lever off the front, which is the foot. It's completely different than the whole leg. It's a lever. I mean, it's like this, it's like you put your palm down and straighten your arm. Like your whole arm's coming down straight, and then you go off the hinge of your wrist, off the lever of your hand. That's like the foot. But that's not how the arm and the hand work. The hand actually does come straight out from the whole arm. This is what I mean is you can't look at the body as things you can like choose parts of it to do something with. It's designed very specifically by God. I mean, we don't just have fingers that come to the same length on the ends. We've got different length fingers. And what's weird about it is they're different lengths when they're straight, but then when you bend the fingers, they actually come to the same flat length. At the nails? That's what I'm saying is God did this very specifically. We've got 5 different length toes. If you're not rolling evenly off the ends of all 5 different length toes just to evenly share the weight, and even if you don't want to think about it as sharing the weight because they're different size toes, maybe they play a different role, you might think. Well, what direction do the bones point in? The bones connect only in line, just like the wrist. Well, there's only one neutral wrist because there's only one way the finger bones can bend. They only connect to each other how they do. If your feet aren't just pointing directly straight forward, and it's from the pinky toes, like I was saying earlier, the pinky finger and the pinky toes. The pinky toes and the pinky finger is the video's title under In The Image Clothing Company's main site here. One of the hundreds. I'm not bragging with that. That's not a brag, is what I mean. It's like a bold, I know what I'm talking about statement. Like, don't believe it. Go see if it's true though. Measure your own body. Look at your own toe bones and the shape and length of them, and your fingers. You'll never get your fingers to track or even bend, is what I mean. If your wrist isn't neutral, they won't even bend. It'll hurt. It'll hurt. There's only one neutral for the entire body, and you don't work on it like parts at a time. It's all going to be neutral or it's not. Prosthetic limbs and things like this, if you've got an amputation, we've got to do things where we need to do things to kind of like fill in the role that maybe a missing leg would have been playing if you lose a leg. Like your body can be different, but there's still only one way it could function. Still. It's always the same. Always. It's gravity. It's outside of us. It's universal laws. It's truth. It's Jesus Christ. It's God. It's not my choice. And you can think I'm all worked up about something that I just have some kind of passion about because I choose to care about it. It's only what it is. It's your body too. I could come up to you. We could meet just on the street somewhere, walking by each other, and you could think that I have some kind of claim, and I could show you on your own body that there's only one way your body could ever possibly work. I don't care if you've got deformities, amputations. That's what I mean. Your body could be very, very different. Gravity's the same. There's a neutral. And that's it. And that's it. And that's it. There's only one possible way it'll ever function. Oh gosh, sorry, Rock. I mean, call me crazy, please. It's the truth, man. Truth is always truth. Truth is something I never get to decide, just like any human being ever to live. Because it applies to every human being to ever live. So it's always remained, and it always will. Anything that is true, ever. There's only one way mathematics work, dude. I mean, it's literally measurable. I mean, Like you stick a stick out the neutral wrist, or your other arm, let's say, and it goes a certain amount of range of motion in one direction, the wrist coming up. It goes a certain amount of range of motion the other direction, right? The wrist going down. Uh, it's the same on both sides of the body because there's two sides to the body. Right? I know I'm crazy. It drives you crazy to look at a crazy world when you're the one speaking truth. I get it. It's crazy. It's insane. But it is true because it is true. And you can't dispute it. You can't lie about mathematics. Math doesn't lie, is what I mean. I mean, what degree of motion are you pointing your toes in with the heel height under your shoe? And I don't mean like just, shoes that have a distinct heel, like sticking off of the sole of the rest of the shoe. But I just mean if the sole of the shoe is not flat, it's elevated on the rear. That's a heel. It's a wedge, Measure that degree of pointing that the toe does. Measure the physical height of the heel of the foot versus the toes of the foot. And then measure the distance of bend forward and back the body has to accommodate through all of it. And it's not an accommodation, it's a compensation. Just to try to stay vertical on Earth's vertical gravity pull, it always remains. You can measure it. I told you what the measurement is earlier. It's a 90-degree angle. It's mathematics. A vertical pull to gravity, a horizontal surface to the Earth. It's a right angle. Right. Just start like losing my mind about it. Truth is truth. Not my choice, but truth. And always. Anything that is. And so there is only one way the whole thing functions. The whole thing functions all together. And there is a neutral position to the entire body. Or it's not going to work. Try to get it to by like excessively working it when the whole thing's out of its only neutral position. So you're deeper ingraining patterning that might already just be there. Well, it would already just be there if you weren't in your neutral position to begin with. It's not something to get to. Gravity pulls you there. Always. But anything you're ever doing in life, if you're not neutral, you're imbalanced. There's still only one way the bones ever can possibly track. Or they damage each other. And the cartilage in between them, at least. The cushioning, right? Always. Sleeping or waking life. Doing what you could call exercise in whatever form you could possibly claim something that you're doing is exercise. Yeah. Hear me with that, right? What I'm really saying there, because yeah. It doesn't matter. You don't need to exercise. You need to live. You need to breathe. You can only breathe if your rib cage expands. There's always only and ever a neutral position to everything surrounding the lungs, including the rib cage and the actual expansion and contraction in the individual bones that make up the rib cage. There's a neutral to that. I'm not joking about just like the minute, small, little, tiny levels of where the neutral is in the entire body. It's everywhere. There's always a neutral. The thumbs, like, for example, if they're not just resting nicely, neutrally in the index fingers, but you've got one thumb that rests more over here or more over here, well, that'll change your entire body because, I mean, the thumb musculature stems clear up at the elbow. You can see it here. Again, don't believe me. Look at your own body. But we have to kind of know how the body works, or you're just not going to know, really. But that's the thing, you've got an imbalance anywhere, and all of a sudden your thumb starts to only work in one position that's not neutral. mean, there's a neutral to the thumb. That's what I'm saying. The arms rest down on our sides and the thumbs point straight forward. But if one of your thumbs doesn't, your whole body will follow it. There's a neutral position to the entire body. The entire body has a neutral position. The body only works all together, or it doesn't, because neutral positions can't remain unless either side of the neutral has muscles pulling to stabilize in the neutral. I mean, I couldn't make it up, dude. I couldn't. Not only could I not make it up, and so I'll explain it and be done. That's not what I'm going to do. I'll be doing this the rest of my entire lifetime. It's just going to be so shocking. I mean, it's shocking to me. It's not like it's my choice and like I'm going to shock people. No, the truth. I mean, it's shocking to me, but now my body just works. It's kind of obvious once you see. I mean, that's the phrase we say often under In the Image Clothing Company. It's as obvious as it gets once you see it, right? Well, it's as real as it gets, or it's as obvious as it is once you see it. It's always been just what it is. It's like, oh, that makes sense now. Those shoes that always made my feet uncomfortable, oh, that just means my feet couldn't work in them. That coat that was just always heavy, oh, my shoulders just couldn't rise in it. You see what I mean? Anything like this, like, oh, those pants that just were kind of stiff and didn't allow all my motion in my legs to be there. Oh, there's only just all the motion my legs have until the bones hit into each other. If I restrict that, it won't be there. I mean, it's just obvious once you see it. We just get blinded by it. I had just about no idea of just about everything we talk about under In the Image Clothing Company before I founded it. I didn't know either, right? Me, Evan Strong, as I say, I was making just about all the same mistakes, if you will, but doing just about all the same things we say not to do. It's not about us saying something, don't believe us, but because it's going to damage your body, I didn't know either. Most everything until I did, like recently, as of today's date back. Anyway, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just like, oh, what? That is ridiculously obvious. How did I not know? Anyway, there's a neutral position to the entire body. The entire thing. We can talk about the tongue, and we do. I mean, that's the thing, is we've got videos on all of these things. We've got videos on just about every part of the body as of today's date. 28th of May, 2026, under In the Image Clothing Company's main side, and like the anatomy of it, and muscles that people haven't even heard of and stuff. It's not about us, but I just want to make it clear, like, we know the truth of this, and I could not claim it. And like have my claim matter. It's truth. Truth is truth. Measure it. Measure the body. Measure it. Measure it. Truth is truth. Oh yeah, I don't care. I mean, people are just praised for their workout plans. Oh, well, what are you doing? Once you stop doing those workouts, your body goes back to the only way it was working all of the time. Before you did those workouts, and then while you were doing them, you're doing workouts that aren't how your body works, just so that once you just stop doing workouts and just go back to how you were before you started doing workouts, your body goes back to how it was as well. There's only a normal, always. I mean, that's it, man. Always. 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 Only. Unnormal. Body temperature, heart rate, breathing rate. Anyway, all the things. There's just a normal. There's just a normal. There's a normal pull to gravity. There's a normal surface of the earth. I mean, I mean, there's a neutral position to the entire body. And that's it. Like, there's a neutral within either side of things. I mean, because the wrist, it can come up or down or in or out, and then internal or external rotation. The foot, it plantar flexes, well, off the hinge of the ankle, the foot, which is just the lever, it also dorsiflexes, internal rotation, external rotation, pronation, supination. All of this happens around the neutral. You can just see it so well with the wrist. You know, our hands are what we use to do things with in life. There's just so much happening, but only if it's all stemming from the centered position or the neutral, just the only way the bones can possibly track in line. So you go do some kind of workout in a position that's just not neutral, it doesn't matter. You go back to neutral after. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could like show or discuss any kind of possible position you could put your body into, or try to like stretch your body into. Well, it's always connected to the center line. Where are you stretching it away to? I'm not mocking people, but it's just ridiculous. That's what I'm saying with it's as obvious as it is once you see it, is you don't even know what to do if you just don't know what's happening. I was in the same position. Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, I couldn't be like prideful about this. I know I speak so harsh, but it's just not my choice. And so it's not like it's a me versus you. It's any human being ever versus just truth that's always been there. Oh, golly. Now, from birth to death, and no matter, you've got times when you say your body's working quite well, okay, just like normally by itself, and then times when you're like not so physically working well at all and you're really struggling. And then other times when you're maybe working out excessively and you think your body's working extra well. It's always the same body. Your bones are always the same shape and length. It never can do anything else besides what it always does. It's just that sometimes maybe you're doing things in your life that are aligning better with your body's only workings, and other times you're not. Sometimes maybe you're wearing shoes for months or a couple years that have heels on them, and other times you don't. And you don't realize that that's what's actually causing it. It's just physics, though. It's a literal wedge under your heel of your foot that travels up your entire body, man. It's not an opinion. It's not an opinion. Truth is truth. That's some of the biggest things. Shoelaces, drawstrings, because you're twisting your whole body with a rope. If it's not even. Okay. But heels on shoes, you're changing the entire body because of the feet are the support. And then oversized clothing, those are some of the absolute biggest things. The other things are just huge too, even the physically small things, But, you just have to look at stuff like that. Like, if I'm going to grab onto something, my finger bones only can bend in line. I better grab it straight on. Try to grab something off to the side and your whole body has to alter. There's only one way it can possibly just bend at the bones without hurting them, like physically damaging them. It's like, I want to step up onto something, I better do it with my feet pointing forward. My foot's just a lever off my hinge of my ankle. You see people doing stuff like off to the side like this, and your leverage is still pointing straight forward, always, only, and ever. Look at the shape and length of the toes through your whole foot. It's just a line. Like the hand. Oh my gosh, you wonder why I'm crazy, right? Because it's insane. The feet always point straight forward. The wrist always points straight forward. The head always looks straight forward. Wow, it'd be like this. But all the musculature is playing into everything else that it's playing into. I mean, it's always connected. The whole thing is always neutral, or it's damaged. The entire body has a neutral position. There's a neutral position. There's a neutral position to the entire body. Yeah, the whole thing, it only does what it does, man. Ever. Is that enough for this video's title? I mean, yeah. You just can't ever change it. You can't ever exercise it to help it. You're not going to help it. It's either working or it's not. You're not going to take it from a not working state and just excessively push it through exercise. You got to get it to a working position, and then you can just do what you need in your life. It's a position. No exercise is ever going to change the position of your body. If there's something causing your body to not be in its only position? I mean, there's only a position. There's no opinion. It's mathematics. So,